Systems thinking. Systems thinking is a critical way of thinking where you analyse the relationships between the systems and its parts in order to understand a situation for better decision making. It is about looking at the individual parts of the system and how they interact to create a whole. Being a critical system thinker involves being able to look at the bigger picture and how aspects outside of the system may be influencing the results. For example, a reason why this school is not performing well on the NAPLAN could be due to different factors such as psychological, environmental, economic, and social factors that are influencing their results. Systems thinking is more than just analysing. Analysing tries to understand how the system is broken down into parts. It often only takes an approach where there is just a cause and effect to the system. Systems thinking doesn't just look at cause and effect thinking, but looks at other influencing factors outside the traditional boundaries to help change the system's outcome. It focuses on synthesis instead of just analysing. Synthesis helps us understand the relationship between the elements and how they have been arranged or put together to create a functioning whole. Synthesis is said to be the foundations of systems thinking, which can be broken down into 3 key stages. The first is being able to identify the systems that the object or thing is a part of. For example, being able to identify that a hard drive is a part of a computer. The second is being able to gain a broad understanding of how the whole system functions. For example, for us to understand how a hard drive functions, we would need to understand how the whole computer works. The third and final step is understanding how the parts are organised and interconnected to form the system. By completing this process, we can then understand how these parts are connected and work together to function as a whole. This then allows us to understand its place and function within the system and allows us to understand where the failures or improvements need to be made in order to create more beneficial results. We keep talking about systems, but what is a system? A system is a set of things working together as part of an interconnecting network or machine. When we look within a system, sometimes you can see that parts function independently, but more often than not, they are a part of something bigger that works together to create a system. For example, in a school, there are independent teachers for foundation till grade 6, as well as art, sport and music teachers, but all work together to make the school function. A group of things that are not interconnected and don't work together are called a set, not a system. An example of a set is a group of random people in a room that have no connections with each other. Due to these people not having any connections with one another, they are just called a set as they are nothing more than just components within a situation. Whereas if these people in the room all work together as teachers in a school, they would become a system, as they would be a joined whole working towards the success of the students in the school. By becoming a systems thinker, it will give us a fresh perspective that helps us see underlying patterns and structures that can lead to new ways of thinking. Systems thinking helps us understand the functions and thinkings of other entities that help us become better thinkers ourselves. System thinking overall is a method of critical thinking that looks at the relationship between the system and its parts and how each works and connects with one another. It helps us analyse the relationship between the system's parts in order to understand a situation for better decision making.